Hey everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about a book that's really started an important conversation. It's called Indian Women and the Shaadi Conundrum, and it's all about empowering women as they navigate one of life's biggest changes, marriage. So, right off the bat, you're probably asking, what exactly is the Shaadi Conundrum? It's a phrase for a feeling that, well, a lot of women go through, but it's not often talked about out in the open. So, let's break it down. Here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll define what this conundrum really is. Then, we'll look at the big challenges that come with marriage. After that, we'll explore the book's toolkit for empowerment. And finally, we'll talk about why this message is for, well, pretty much everyone. Okay, let's jump into part one, defining the conundrum. This is all about those unspoken feelings and, that huge societal pressure that can build up around marriage in India. So the book basically says the Shaadi Conundrum is that state of feeling totally overwrought and anxious. It comes from this relentless pressure from society to get married and have kids. And what happens? A lot of women end up just suffering in silence, which is the exact problem this book wants to solve. And this quote from a reader just says it all, doesn't it? It shows this isn't some abstract idea. It's a real lived experience. That dedication hits home because it speaks directly to that feeling of being completely overwhelmed by what society expects of you. All right, next up, let's get into navigating the key challenges of marriage. We're talking about the specific, real-world hurdles that the book helps women get through. The authors are really smart about this. They break the whole journey down into these clear stages. It kicks off with all that pre-wedding stress. Then it moves into the adjustments you have to make after the wedding. From there, it gets into the tough stuff, like in-law conflicts, and finally, it addresses that awful feeling of helplessness that can sometimes creep in. Now, this slide really shows you the heart of the matter. Look at the contrast. On one side, you have the traditional expectation, suffer in silence, kind of lose who you are. But on the other side, that's the empowered mindset the book is all about. Taking control, holding on to your self-respect, and being assertive. It's a total game changer in how you approach things. So the big question is, how do you actually make that change? Well, that brings us right to our third section, the toolkit for empowerment. This is where the book gives you actual practical things you can do. And this isn't just theory, the book is absolutely packed with tools you can use. We're talking self-assessment checklists, like it might ask you to think about how comfortable you are expressing your own needs. It's also full of real-life stories and case studies, so you can see how other women handled similar situations. It's all about giving you clear strategies to build your confidence and keep the peace without losing yourself in the process. And you can see that readers find this stuff incredibly helpful. This quote right here really drives home how practical the book is. These checklists aren't just fluff. They're real tools to help women figure out relationship dynamics and manage conflict in a healthy way. This sentence right here really gets to the core of it. It's not about fighting back or being rebellious. The whole goal is to find that sweet spot, to build a good, warm relationship with your new family, but without giving up your individuality, your self-respect, and your dignity. It's about fitting in, not disappearing. And that brings us to our final section, a message for everyone. Because, and this is so important, the ideas in this book aren't just for women who are about to walk down the aisle. Its message is so much bigger than that. Just look at this. A reader calls the book an eye-opener for all the men out there. And that is so, so crucial. Because for any relationship to really work, both people need to understand these dynamics. And then another reader takes it even further, saying it's not just for brides, but for any woman in any kind of relationship. And that's because the core ideas, self-respect, communication, empowerment, they apply to everyone. When it comes right down to it, it's all about the simple but powerful truth you see on this screen. A relationship is a partnership. It's a two-way street. Both people have to be walking together, supporting each other. So all of this leaves us with one final big question to think about. The book gives us a roadmap for sure, but the real work, that's on all of us. How can we, as individuals, as partners, and as a whole society, build relationships where a person's individuality doesn't just survive, but actually thrives?